Hello, BookTube, and I'm back for another video. I've been tagged again. I've been tagged by the Saracen Salute. I'll put a link to his bio down below. Go and check him out. Go and give him a sub. He talks a lot of non-fiction, a lot of history. He's very, very, very knowledgeable. So go and check him out. If you don't, I'll come hunting for you, like Liam Neeson. Be warned. So I've been tagged, and trust me, I can't remember the tag name. What am I like? Just give me a sec. The tag is the TBR Fun or Not tag. This is an original created by the Great Literary Rabbit Hole, which is a cool name. And it's 12 questions, and I've not prepped for this, so let's give it a go. Question 1. How many books are currently or normally on your TBR? I don't have a TBR. I used to, and I'll explain why I've stopped soon enough. But I've usually got 2 books on the go, and I do a lot of exercise, and so I do a lot of running in the morning and dog walking and whatnot. So I've usually got an audio book going, and as soon as I finish an audio book, I see what's on the sale on Audible and get a new one. The second one is on my Kindle, and again, once I've finished on my Kindle, I pick a new book to read, whatever I fancy. Well, 2 things really. It's whatever I fancy and the price, because I'm a non-fiction reader, and some of the prices of non-fiction on the Kindle is £20. 20 English pounds you want me to pay for that? It's a digital copy, which technically I don't own. Scandalous, I say, absolute scandal. So I'm always looking for a bargain. Well, being from Merseyside, we love our bargains, really. So the reason because we're talking about 8 years ago now, when I used to make TBRs. Well, no, sorry, when I used to have TBRs, is I used to get about 10 books, something like that. I mean, 10-ish. And I'll have a selection of non-fiction and fiction, and then I'll discover that I can't be bothered reading what I bought here. So the books just hoard, and I'll buy a new book. That's the kind of reader I am. I just, especially with fiction-wise, if you got, bought 8 fantasies, you're like, okay, yeah, I'm the 3rd one in now, and this is just doing my head in. So it's an expect. You see those BookTube videos, don't you? Like, look at all these books I've just bought. Look at all this. Way. So you're actually going to read them, all those new books you just bought, or you're just going to store them on your shelf. So don't really TBR anymore. The only thing what me and my brother do is we have a buddy read one book chosen each month, and then the other books are just pure what I'm feeling and price. I just waffled that, didn't I? Question number 2. How do you choose TBR books, and have you ever gamified your TBR? Example, prompt jars, jar games. Gamified your TBR. Jars, TBR games. What does it mean? Oh, do you mean like choosing, like wrapping up a book in parcel paper and then, oh, which one's this one? No, I've not done any of that. I've not picked my TBR. I've never picked a book out of a jar. Basically, pick something from your TBR by random chance. That really, isn't it? No, I've not done anything. I've never gamified a TBR. It's quite miserable. No, I haven't. I'm sorry. Yeah, nope, I haven't. Question 3. Do you have reading areas of focus to choose books from? If yes, how many? Reading areas of focus, isn't that usually just like university students or something like that? Usually with me, again, if I had a TBR, it'll be, and let's say I had 10 books in that TBR, it'll probably be 7 non-fiction to 3 fiction, something like that. The non-fiction would be majority history and biography. Not of the same flavour. I'll have things from all over the place, to be honest with you. One thing I don't really like doing is to get 7 books, and they're all about World War Two. That's not my cup of tea. I don't really like that. So they could be about anything, to be honest, and that's the same for fiction as well. Question number 4: does a TBR help you focus? No, because I don't do. But as I said earlier, when I, used to buy books from Amazon, 6 or 7 at a time, does it make you focus on getting them done? No, because you could just go, I can't be bothered reading any of them. What's another book I can play with? So, no, I guess, no, it doesn't focus me reading at all. Question 6: do you give your TBR a time limit? Does a TBR make you stress about reading quick enough? Well, again, when I used to do it, I used to buy a selection of books to finish that month. So I guess that is a time limit of sorts. And does a TBR make you stress about reading quick enough? I'm a quick reader anyway. But even because sometimes you just can't be bothered reading, right? So even when you're like, do you know what? I've only got 3 days left of the month, and I've got 6 books. 6 books I need to finish. I don't care. I don't care. Don't care. Let it roll over. Let it roll over for years. Rolo. No, doesn't stress me out. Next one. Do you have a rebellion syndrome? Well, yeah, but that's not to do with books. Not wanting to read a book because you put it on your TBR. That's a kind of slap in your own face, really, isn't it? Now feel that you have to read it. Well, technically, that's why I stopped it, because not that I've got rebellious. Oh, do you know what? I bought these books, but you know what? I'm not going to read them now. It's crazy behaviour, isn't it? I mean, I'm very much a mood reader, so that's not really a rebellious. It's strange, that one, isn't it? Oh, I just spent £100 on 8 books. Now I'm just not going to read any of them because I'm bad. Next one. Do you keep books on your TBR until they are read, or swap the TBR around regularly? So when I was doing TBRs, I finished them all by the end of the month, so I didn't really swap anything around. When I was getting towards, I can't be bothered reading any of these, I'd finish them at a later point of the year. So the Kindle really helps you with that kind of stuff. I can't explain to you why. Well, it can help you with price, I guess. Because do you know what it does? Because when you buy physical copies, it's, let's face it, a lot of the book videos we see are mostly just for shelves and looks, aren't they, rather than actual reading. So with a Kindle, you haven't got the display kind of feature, thing. So you just buy lesser books anyway. So the Kindle does a bad or a good thing to a TBR list. I don't know which one's which. Because does anybody do a TBR on a Kindle? Anybody seen it? Do you have a TBR on the Kindle? Next one. Have you ever killed a book by having it on your TBR too long? Killed a book in what way? Like, I'm never going to read it, or B, I've read it and now I'm just hate it. I can't think of one at the top of my head. No, I don't think so. I've not liked the book because it was crap, but not because I mean, as I said to you before, maybe if my TBR was all just a certain thing, like let's say 10 books about World War One, I might get to the 7th one and go, do you know what? I'm completely zoned out on World War One now. I'm not going to give this a fair kind of way. So I don't think I've ever killed a book. Question 10. Do you have a tick list for your TBR to tick off books as you read them? No. A tick list. Don't you just store that kind of stuff on Goodreads now? I don't know. For some people, might do other things. I guess. No, I've never done a tick list. No. What one change do you think would help your TBR be more fun? So if I did a TBR, how would I make it more fun? Um, get other people to pick some of the books on the TBR, I guess. Because you've got that bias in the back of your head, haven't you? That I'm just going to pick books that are for me rather than books I could miss because I just walk right past them basically. So and that's what BookTube's about, really, isn't it? That you do events like June on the Range. I've never read a Western until I did June on the Range, and now I've read a few. Most of them I don't like. So I guess that's how you can make a TBR more fun. Get other people to pick some of the books that you wouldn't usually pick. And the last one is final conclusion: TBRs fun or not? I'm gonna have to put my no. There's a reason why I stopped them, but to me, it doesn't make sense to me to buy a load of Kindle books all at once. Maybe if there's a giant sale on, then I'll get Kindle books. But it's not really a TBR. That's more me just being, cheap. So I don't know. I guess I'll go not now because I don't do them anymore. And that's it. Thanks a lot for that. And I might do a second video today. Who knows? I hope you enjoyed that. And I'll see you soon. Goodbye, BookTube.